Last night, the kingpin of disruption upstaged Jeb Bush in New Hampshire, hosting a town hall meeting 20 miles away from the Donald. Trump treated the duel like a politics slam, repeatedly dissing Jeb. Today, Jeb responded at length with what some are calling a tirade.
There's a big difference between Donald Trump and me. I'm a proven conservative with a record. He isn't. I cut taxes every year. He's proposed the largest tax increase in mankind's history, not just our own country's history. I have been consistently pro-life. He, until recently, was for partial birth abortion. I've never met a person that actually thought that that was a good idea. He's for a single-payer system. I mean, he actually advocates these things. He's been a Democrat longer than being a Republican. I have fought for Republican and conservative causes all of my adult life. And I just think when people get this narrative, whatever the new term is, the compare and contrast narrative, then they're going to find that I'm going to be the guy that they're going to vote for. And it's a long haul, man. And the immigration policies that he has brought up they're not conservative either. It's going to cost hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. It'll disrupt families. The idea that you have another country pay for the infrastructure for your own country is not going to happen. The idea that you're going to stop having people remit back to other countries is not going to happen. All of this stuff is to appeal to people's anger and their angst rather than have solutions to solve problems. Let's go talk about this 2 months from now, 3 months from now, and I hope you all are still around. And I think what you'll find is that you'll have forgotten what exists, in August, whatever it is, 20th.
Why is that?
I'm beating Hillary Clinton by 12 in Florida, and he's losing in Florida. When people start realizing we need to win, I think it'll look a lot better.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Wow. Al, last night at his media availability before his town hall, Trump was asked if he is getting under Jeb Bush's skin. You were at that media availability today, so I ask you, has he done exactly that?
Yeah, sure he has, John. The Bush people, when you talk to them up here, say, look, this is a gift for us because we have a candidate who's been accused of being lackluster. This will energize him, and he'll be able to prove he's a conservative, in contrast to Trump. The problem, John, is everything that Jeb Bush said today at that gaggle after his appearance in Keene is correct about Trump, and it'll have just as much effect as the John McCain and Megyn Kelly comments did. He transcends it. This war, which Trump relishes and Bush sort of hesitantly goes into, Trump is fighting with an Uzi and Bush with a bow and arrow. It's an uneven match.
Wow, that is an uneven match. Uzi, bow and arrow. Al, there's a bunch of things to say. First, we got to admit that last night Donald Trump was on fire at that town hall. And the split-screen images of Trump and Bush was, I'll use a different metaphor, the difference between Technicolor, in Trump's case, and black and white, or kind of grainy, gray black and white for Jeb. Trump is compelling right now. Bush is not. But I think the one thing that's true is that not only does Bush get to put on what they like to call the conservative uniform in respect to Trump, but he needs to put that conservative uniform on more generally in the party, where a lot of people suspect that he's a moderate. And so being able to say these things is good for Jeb, but boy, he's got to do it with a lot more heart and a lot less grim of visage than we showed in that town hall meeting today.
Well, I agree. Jeb has to do that. But let me disagree with you strongly on Trump. That was a show. That was entertainment. It may be a Technicolor. It was substance-free. It was nothing but a bunch of demagogic lines. And at some point, I think that catches up to you. There was no content to Trump last night.
Al, that man was pure gold last night.